We're live, guys. What's up? It's the 39th episode of GuardianCast. Yesterday was
Yo,
Thanksgiving. How was yours?
uh, I stayed in bed all day
Oh,
and ate Popeyes and
no. Popeyes on Thanksgiving, dude.
yeah, bro, and in bed and then played CS:GO all night.
You know what the real tragedy of that is? That those poor Popeyes employees have to work at Popeyes on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Popeyes I specifically ordered from too is it's the one in Harlem has bulletproof glass because so it's actually like a bank, right? So like
Uh-huh.
in order to get your chicken, like you walk in, it's just like huge wall of bulletproof glass,
You,
and there's like
you
one
gotta make a
hole.
deposit if
Yeah,
you want some
yeah.
chicken.
And you paid it for your chicken, right? And then they put the chicken like in this glass box, and they have to close the door on their side before you can open your side door, so that like they can't be robbed of chicken.
Hmm. Interesting. Today's Black Friday, or started last night. Is it like crazy in New York during Black Friday or what?
I don't know.
Oh, you never like go outside during this day or like last
No,
night? Okay.
I've lived here for 5 years, and I've stayed inside every time.
Yeah, that might. I just think like people like are always shopping in New York, so I just don't know if they like conjure extra people on a day like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely. Actually, I think I've definitely been. So on Christmas, like I've been downtown like during Christmas time,
Yeah.
and it's so bad, man.
That's like people trying to return shit too. Like they're just sitting in line. Like I got this thing and it's not broken, but it doesn't really like it.
Yeah,
It's not the right color. Do you have anything else?
yeah, dude. Especially near the Best Buy, like
Oh
the
my god.
fan Best Buy.
That's like all Best Buy is good for is returning things. Like nobody goes
Yeah,
to Best Buy anymore. You know,
not to
like
buy stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
not
they
to
don't
buy.
have anything.
Right, only to you know what Best I don't know if they still have it. I should probably go and check it out, but like a couple years ago I went to Best Buy and I was just walking through browsing and I was like they still have a fucking CD section in here, man.
Yeah,
Like who buys CDs? Like no one's
yeah,
bought
man.
CDs for 10 years. Like this is insane. You know?
Especially,
Longer
I
than
mean,
that.
now that everything's free.
Yeah, exactly. That's insanity. Um but
You
yeah,
either
like
pay $10 for a CD or $10 a month to Spotify to get all of the world's music.
yeah,
You
exactly. And
know?
then like not give any of it to the musicians who made it at all.
Yeah, dude. I've actually made a pretty penny off Spotify
Oh, really?
for my record. Yeah, I've made like 19 pretty pennies actually.
Yeah, like
No, I'm
19
kidding.
cents.
I think I've
Huh.
actually made like 40 cents.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that
It's like a pack of it's like a piece of gum almost.
Do you think like some of the most famous music in the world actually makes like a decent amount of money off that, like Michael Jackson's like Thriller album or anything? You think that's like still making money on Spotify and
I think
Google
Taylor
Play?
Swift is making a killing on Spotify. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone else is.
Okay. Huh.
I know Taylor Swift is making a ton off Spotify.
Interesting. Well, there's no EXO this week, guys. He's doing a thing. I don't know what
With
that
a
means,
thing
but yeah,
and a thing.
yeah. So we won't be seeing him. Maybe we will. You know, like you never know. Sometimes he just does weird things, and he might just pop up at some point and be like, "All right, well, I got the thing done. I'm here, and I don't want to talk about it." And then we'll be like, "Okay, I guess that sounds about right." You know. Destiny. Have you been playing?
Dude, I just finished.
Nice. What were you doing? More comp?
We played some comp, did some Crucible commentary, and was just aggressively chaperoning.
Nice, nice. Are you still like maining that weapon for the most part now?
Yeah, even in comp,
Cool.
it's like it's really good for people who just don't know how to play against it, because like you don't play against good chaperone like a lot. So it's just like kind of something to, I think TV, is like kind of the first guy to like kind of prove that point like playing scrims with a fusion rifle. Like people, like,
Yeah.
is the fusion rifle the meta? Is it super good?
No.
No, but
Yeah.
it allows you to play differently than everyone
Unless you're
else.
using a Telesto on console.
Unless you're using Celestial, yeah.
Yeah.
But just using something different can, shake things up.
Yeah, and like what I like about the chaperone is even though like people complain about the forgiving hitbox, it's still less forgiving than a regular shotgun because a lot of times like you'll like catch somebody completely off guard, and depending on the latency, like they may be able to just spin and like panic shotgun you from the hip. You definitely can't do that with a chaperone. Just forget about it.
I mean, you have to land a shot
Mm-hmm.
from like an incredibly close distance that it's probably not a good idea to get into.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I've been doing is using the tractor cannon a lot, because I just like I feel like it's not as scummy now, and because there's so many other shotguns out there, like not like last season,
Yeah.
and the kill potential is really really high, and like you actually have a tool to shut down supers with, which is like in this meta, roaming supers are just the worst, man. It's like, oh, there's a Dawnblade, I'm gonna be running forever. There's an overwarp, I might as well just back out of the game because he's done for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
But
it's really helpful now that you have the Not Forgotten. It's
yeah,
really good for melting roamings.
yeah. So the other thing about the tractor cannon, the one downside I'm finding is just like the laggier the match, it's like impossible to use. Like you run into another shotgun because it's like a few frames you're talking about of distance that you have like a distance advantage over like a normal shotgun.
Yeah.
So like when I pull it, I know like when it's in one hit kill range. So like I'll click the trigger right at the right second. And sometimes I'll just trade with the other shotgun. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like they should not have been able to kill me from there. Or even worse, I'll be running towards them and they're running towards me at the same time, and like because of latency I'll just die and like not get a kill at all, and then just give them a full brick of heavy ammo. It's like, all right, that's not how that was supposed to go. Like that's pretty weird. So that's something you definitely got to be aware of, is like how much lag is in the match if you're using this gun.
Yeah.
In terms of the Not Forgotten, I'm definitely loving it. But I am finding that it's like, for me, situation and map dependent on whether or not like I really like it. Like it depends on like the loadout of the other team and what map we're on. Going against a bunch of pulse rifles, not the greatest. You get flinched off your target. It feels very hard to correct, like under fire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we all have like several thousands of hours of experience with 140s.
Yeah.
We don't have that with 180s yet, So it's like building that kind of like ability to correct like thousands of hours of experience.
Makes sense. I don't know, like I feel like there is a little bit in what I'm saying though that might just not be the best for that situation. Like think about if you were trying to fire like a scout rifle while getting hit by a pulse. It's just hard because of like the way the sights are lined up, and like your target is behind your gun for the most part, whereas like the hand cannon, like at 140 or 150, kind of gets out of the way for a second, a few frames in between. So like I was like last night I was going back and forth between my Waking Vigil and that, and like some games I was just shredding with the Not Forgotten, and I was like, this feels great, and then all of a sudden it's like I'd get into a game and be like, man, I'm like not landing any of these shots. This feels like more of a detriment to me. And I'd switch over to the other thing. And then it was all of a sudden like, oh, hey, I'm jumping around, I'm spinning around in the air, and I'm hitting like these crazy headshots and stuff like that. So it's nice to, I guess, have the utility of like both kinds of weapons,
Yeah.
Speaking of pinnacle rewards, we know about some pinnacle rewards we're getting next season.
Hey, we're getting 3 of them.
We're
Hey,
getting
some
3
of
of
them
them.
look really great.
Yeah. First, I'd like to say a bit of good news is I'm happy that the other activities are getting pinnacle rewards, because I've heard so many of my friends who don't play PvP who've been like, I wish there was something like this for me to grind, and now there will be, I don't know. We got this fusion rifle for PvE. I've never seen someone use a fusion rifle in PvE, so I'm interested how that's gonna work. But
I
yeah.
mean, it sounds like it's going to be insane for ad clearing.
Mm-hmm. So the loaded question perk, I guess, or the loaded question is the name of the fusion rifle. It's high impact. Reservoir burst is the unique perk. When the battery is full, your next burst deals additional damage and causes enemies to explode on death. Okay. Interesting.
I don't know how you fill the battery. I'm not really sure what that means, but
Isn't that just reloading?
when the battery is full,
Isn't the battery just a magazine?
why wouldn't they? No, I think they'd just say magazine, right?
I don't know. Fusion rifles are weird.
Wait, so does that mean you only get one shot per clip with that perk?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
And then like the rest of the description is like a perk that is not going to be on the gun, so that's interesting. So the quest is get 500 fusion rifle kills in a strike or nightfall, 1,000 arc kills, 40 strike or nightfall completions. That's not too bad. I mean the 40 strikes will probably be the thing that takes the longest there.
Yeah, in fact, 40 strikes sounds terrible. I don't think anyone should do it. No, seriously, I think that you should just like forgo the whole strike experience and just order 40 strikes off Destiny Sherpas.
Oh yeah, this will be more opportunities for Destiny Sherpas for sure.
Hey, Lamau, dude.
But this is a nice attainable thing. Like this is obviously it's not tied to like skill very much. It's just a longevity thing to chase,
Dude,
that's cool.
Like 40 is like kind of a commitment, It's gonna take people, especially casual players, like a long time to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a time investment, though. It's definitely not like I am the striker of the world,
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think something interesting to be toying with. We'll see how this goes this season, but if they do want to go in a more skill-based direction with the strikes, they could actually just, I don't know, use that strike scoring system for something, you know?
Like you have to like maybe you have to 150k or like 200k like every single nightfall,
Except for they don't seem to be controlling the nightfalls, and some of them come up only like 1 week in the whole season, so that's probably not the best way to go. But yeah, I get the concept.
Something in that.
So, in my opinion, the gambit weapon looks like the most interesting of the three.
Yeah, I'm super pumped about that. I think that's gonna be sick for PvE and PvP. I'm probably gonna run that in the Crucible.
Yeah, I definitely want to try it in the Crucible. It's going to depend how the recoil feels and stuff. But so it's a new auto rifle that's precision frame called Breakneck. Is precision frame the Suros archetype? I would need to look this up to know.
1 second, I'm in Destiny right now, so I can just look.
Okay.
Auto rifles. Precision frame is the 450, so like the Uriel's gift.
Oh, okay. So yeah, people will be familiar with that, I guess then.
Yeah.
The unique perk's called Onslaught, and it's not only do you get Rampage, but basically as you stack Rampage, the rate of fire increases. It'd be interesting to see how much the rate of fire increases, but that's like just more DPS straight up. Like
Yeah.
Rampage is already a really good perk. This will, if they change nothing about the balance of the guns, then this will probably become the only competitive auto rifle in the game, just based on that alone.
Yeah.
I don't know about in PvP, just because you have to win a 1v1 to make this thing viable, and then Rampage barely lasts any amount of time at all. But
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to try, for
It's
sure.
gonna be crazy for drag destroying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and like especially with like Titan barricades and raid
Yep.
encounters. It's gonna
I'm all,
be dumb.
and or the rifts with the Lunafaction.
Yeah.
I'm all for that too, because anything to like get us using something than Midnight Coup for PvE, you know, it's like we've been
Yeah.
using that forever now, so
Watch them put this in the energy slot and Midnight Coup auto becomes
God. That's disgusting. So the way this quest works is you get 500 auto rifle kills, 100 auto rifle multi kills. I'm assuming that's PvE enemies, so I don't really know what the significance is there. 150 challenging enemies defeated. Is that like the shielded enemies, you think?
Yeah, any yellow bar.
Okay. No, I don't. There's not that many yellow bars. You only get like maybe one per game, so I doubt that. It's probably orange bars. The yellow
What?
bars, yeah, in Gambit, the yellow bars are those VIPs or whatever, and they only come in randomly, and it's like once per game. So I really don't think it's 150 of those. It's got to be orange bars.
It doesn't have to be in Gambit though.
Well, this is the Gambit weapon. It's not in Gambit? That'd be weird.
Well, I mean, it's weird that you could do the comp weapon in quick play.
Yeah, but it's still the crucible though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they don't specify, but I would think it's in Gambit.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that challenging enemies is any of the yellow bars, so it would mean like the wizards and the VIPs and the
It's only VIPs. Well, and the
Yeah.
boss, but
and the wizards.
yeah, you're the envoys, right? Yeah, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
those are yellow bars, I think. Yeah. So that's at least 3, maybe 4 a match. And if you've got to play 40 Gambit matches, that's not enough. There'd have to be at least 5 per match. Oh wait, no, per round you get 3. The boss
Yeah.
and the 2 envoys, so that'd be 6 at least, plus a VIP. Maybe. That's like 7.
Yeah, I know for the Malfeasance quest, challenging enemies referred to yellow bars.
I never paid attention. I just was like, oh, I'll go get my army of 1. Okay.
Are the blockers is like the ogre a yellow bar or no?
Yes, the ogre only, not the medium one. But yeah, the ogre is. So that, yeah, I guess it's not that as rare as I thought it was, when you think about that. So then we
That's
get to
the one
talk.
I'm the most excited about for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely. It seems like a cool weapon. Now we can talk about what's.
Talk about the next one, dude.
We can talk about the thing that very well might ruin the entire Crucible experience.
Talk about it,
I don't know what they were thinking, man, but I guess we haven't seen it yet. We've only seen the description.
bro. I'm so choked.
So it's a grenade launcher, guys. A kinetic lightweight grenade launcher. And it has a special perk that allows its missiles to fire like rockets in a straight line.
Faster than rockets.
Yep. And the projectile instantly detonates on the environment instead of bouncing like a traditional grenade launcher. So I hope that this thing has no blast radius at all. That's my only hope.
It doesn't have proxnades as far as we know.
Yeah, but if you can shoot the environment around people, that's still the dumbest thing ever. So If you're not hitting them directly, then this thing is going to be the... I really hope that it just has terrible blast radius.
Dude, my best hope for next season is that this thing just sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, every Crucible game type is just gonna be like,
You're gonna be playing battleships.
yeah,
It's legit gonna be like D4.
yeah.
Ugh.
And look, they give you this feature where you can enable sticky grenades instead, which no one's gonna do, so that's interesting.
Dude, there's just gonna be like people Titan skating forward in a straight line, like 4 Titan skaters with one-shot grenade launchers. Like,
So
it pisses me off that they specifically made it a one-shot grenade launcher. They were like, "Yeah, we want you to get that one-shot kill." Like, come
wait,
on.
does it say it's a one-hit kill?
Yes.
Where?
Read the description. Underneath.
I don't know. Oh, is it underneath the quest?
The feeling of getting a direct hit for that instant kill is satisfying.
Oh
So
no.
The weapon was built to support it.
Dude, it would be horrible even if it wasn't a one-shot kill because of how fast it travels. You could literally just switch over to a hand cannon, but my God.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Dude, it was so funny. The second the TWAB dropped, every stream title in the directory changed to garbage TWAB.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, like I was watching like a couple videos saying like what they were hoping like this thing would be before, like they said it was this, and like TV was like, wouldn't it be awesome if it was like a sniper with like quick draw and snapshot, and then it had like a cool perk that like reduced flinch as you got kills or something? I was
Dude,
like,
yeah,
that would have been
thought the same
sick.
thing. Bro, what if like you got a kill, right? And like after a precision kill, you have 4 seconds of no flinch. Like, wouldn't that be sick?
That would be awesome,
That would
dude.
be sick. But instead, they were like fucking
One-hit kill grenade launchers.
uh
Rocket launchers in the kinetic slot. I hope that the thing takes forever to reload too. I mean, it's not gonna matter, it's still gonna be horrible, but if it at least takes long to reload, then at least they can't get multi-kills with it, but they just run out and one-bang people and then run away. That's what's gonna happen. The quest looks like a pain in the ass, but I don't even care. It's weird. They're allowing you to like do this in quick play too. They're like, yeah, we wanted to make sure that everybody has to suffer from grenade launcher spam.
yeah.
So
Dude.
So basically you need 75 kills and if you play in comp with it, and then 250 if you do it in quick play with grenade launchers. From what I heard too, so I couldn't find the tweet, but somebody was saying in my Discord that they asked if there's going to be a better version of this for getting to Legend, and they said no, they're not doing another like Not Forgotten this season.
I'm kind of into that.
Yeah. Well,
especially in this situation,
yeah.
because I don't want a better version of the grenade
yeah.
launcher. But also,
It's just
like,
actually a nuclear bomb. It kills everyone on the map when you press the trigger.
yeah, dude, like one pinnacle reward per year is fine with me. You know, like maybe I'd like to see one in one of the other expansions, but I think to get 4 not forgotten type weapons a year would be overkill and like decrease the value of them, you know?
Yeah, it's fine with me. I am gonna shoot for Legend anyway, just for the title. But I highly recommend that we get on that like immediately before this thing shows up all over the place.
Yeah.
And the good news is, if we do want this for our collection, then basically you can just grind through to 5500 and then go into the quick play playlist and
Yeah.
use the play of the game, and you'll be done with this. So that works for me. The mountaintop.
The mountaintop.
I want to see some footage of it. I hope that the thing is just a fucking meme.
It's gonna be a meme either way.
Also, I hope that if this is the direction that they're going, can you at least like make some other stuff a little more lethal? Like, hey, have you looked at your stats to find out that fusion rifles and sniper rifles like don't get any use in the crucible? Maybe making them better before adding this would be a good idea.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna drop a balance patch where they buff the shit out of snipers for Black Armory.
Maybe. I mean, they're being so tight-lipped. That's another thing I wanted to talk about is like, I really expected to hear more by now. I'm a little bit into it because like it leaves the potential for surprise really high, but at the same time, I'm a little nervous that there's just not that much to it, you know?
I mean, I've had the suspicion since the whole thing started that like the whole Anon the Nine bullshit is just
Right.
purposeful leaking on their side.
Yeah. Well, it almost has to be, right? Because like otherwise
They've
they'd
been
be
right about everything.
that yeah they'd be like seeking out this individual and like I don't know, fighting their family or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, no one's like no one from Bungie has like made a statement on them or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, and like that, you know, the image of this like Destiny leaker on Insta's, I mean, on Reddit has definitely like created, I don't know, like a cult of hype, like a hype cult. You know, I don't know. It's been super good for the game, so I can totally see that being a calculated move.
I agree, and it definitely fits, especially with when you think about the timing of the Activision thing, where they were like, "Oh, your Destiny's not making enough money. The game might change for more microtransactions and stuff." But right before that, if you remember, is when the leaks about Destiny 3 came out, and they were like, "Yeah, it's gonna be RPG heavy and awesome, just what you guys want," you know.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense. Plus, I don't know if we ever talked about it, but did you see Luke Smith's tweet response to the Activision thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like it
was
was like we're happy with Destiny. I'm so glad that
yeah,
he did that.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like we're happy with Destiny and the direction that it's going. Like we're gonna keep doing this and making the game that you deserve. And it's like, yo, thanks,
Yeah,
because you had us all freaking out, bro.
yeah. So we have some more stuff in here about we have some direct relief stuff. The Bungie Foundation's doing some more charitable work. That's pretty cool. Some pretty cool merch for Black Friday here. Are you into any
they
of these
have that
shirts?
emblem from Destiny 1 coming back for Black Friday.
The eye?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
It went live on like the last Black Friday of
Oh, okay.
what you call it, Rise of Iron.
Yeah, they're like, you can buy this and then lose your emblem in like a couple months.
Yes. So they brought it back.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think some of these shirts look pretty cool. I just get, the feeling like when I look at this shirt on the left, I'm like, I feel like if I ordered a large, which is like the normal shirt I would order,
Are you
then
talking
like,
about the two-tailed fox T-shirt?
yeah, like if you ordered that, right? Like I get the feeling that it's like an Asian large, and you get it, and it'd be like this small, like
Oh my god, dude.
that's kind of how it looks to me.
I really want the two-tailed fox one.
Yeah, I don't even have a two-tailed fox, so
Bro, you throwing. Bro, what wish is that on the? Oh, that's none of the wishes. It's just all of the symbols.
yeah.
I thought, dude, that would have been awesome if it was like the Patriots won't run wish or something on the shirt. That was a missed opportunity.
Is that Diablo's thing, two last words, or is it a golden gun?
It's it's two better devils.
Oh yeah, that's deceiving. Hmm.
which I had 15,000 kills on my Better Devils on Xbox, so I kind of want that.
Yeah, I might buy something. I don't know. Maybe.
They have an infinity scarf. You look kind of like a scarf guy.
Definitely not.
They have
Definitely
the
not.
Last Wish raid jacket up still.
Yeah, except you still need the code. But
Except you still need the code or $777,000.
yeah. You know, I heard somebody actually tried to buy something with the 777,000 just to like donate it to the charity, and I don't think you can actually do it. It's just a placeholder thing.
Oh. Yeah, I know they donate part of every single purchase on the store to charity, right? The Bungie Foundation? Yeah.
Yeah, they just cover their cost to make it, and then they donate the rest all to charity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think we talk about that enough, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cool thing they do for sure. What's the sun? This looks like they're keeping the whole comic thing going. I haven't checked out any of these. I haven't looked at any of it. Have you?
No, but remember there was a secret code in the last one for that Osiris
Emblem.
emblem. I wonder if there's a code in this.
Probably, but I mean, it's just gonna be on the internet in 2 seconds. So.
I mean, yeah. I'm
Uh,
gonna look for it though.
So some of the stuff in here, like they're talking about the clan rank resets. I feel like again we've missed the mark on the opportunities for a clan rank, because as you go up and the perks start to build up, they don't do anything. They're stupid. Can we just make them do something, please? Like, what is the point of these?
But you get a masterwork core for completing the bounty every week, dude.
Yeah, one masterwork core, dude.
One whole core.
Actually, you know, I feel like, I guess like for the people who are still leveling up, they're happy about the change, but I feel like I'm not using masterwork cores for anything at this point, and like they're just back to getting stocked up again. What about you?
I was in the pool that I was not going to invest masterwork cores into armor until I had a set that I liked.
Yeah.
But I have sets with good perks, but all the hunter armor looks like garbage.
Yep.
So I don't even like feel like
really
hoping for some good sets and
oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Armory. I mean, it's an armory expansion. If there's not some good armor, I'm gonna freak out, man.
That one that's like sword sniper thing that the exo person on the Black Armory cover photo is holding, like that better be an awesome sniper. That's all I have to say.
Dude, it looks sick. Listen, man, I really hope it's a black sniper and not an exotic sniper.
Yeah, same.
I want to run that in Last Word. So
oh, that would be so awesome. As long as it's good.
If Last Word is back and it's decent, screw the shotgun.
Yeah? Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. Yeah, because I don't think you can really run that with a shotgun. That would be kind of...
Last Word shotty is fun as, but I don't even like shotguns anymore. The chaperone is so good that like I don't want to even put on a shotgun. The good thing about Last Word though is it'll be nice to when you do run Last Word shoddy to run Last Word Mindbenders, since it'll be a primary instead of having to. It stinks that you can't run like Mindbenders and Not Forgotten, but
so now that we have Not Forgotten in the loot pool, number one, what will be the rate of fire of the Last Word, and how many headshot body shots do you think it will take to kill somebody?
Last Word is going to be 200.
That's what I thought too.
It's either going to be 200 or 220, something in that, like 210.
Yeah.
And it will probably take, I'm guessing, 2 heads and a body to kill.
That would be pretty insane.
That's my guess, because there's a perk on it.
Yeah,
Um,
for if you fire from the hip, it does bonus damage for precision, right?
well, that's I don't think that's the perk that's coming this time. They found
Okay.
that perk in the database, a new perk. It was something West themed. I can't remember what it was. It was like marksman's something. But what
Hmm.
happens is you get extra damage shortly after aiming down sights.
I want to fire the thing from the hip. Like
Well,
that's what. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, hope we'll see what happens. I think it'd be fun to do that too. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If it is that, and you do get that increased damage, it would make sense because it's an anti-shotgun weapon to like quick scope.
I just
If it
hated like
does.
the change that they made to the last word. Like I didn't want it to two tap anymore. I mean that was obnoxious when it was doing that from like while ADSing and stuff. But
Yeah.
I always thought like the fun of the weapon was like using it like a cowboy and just like hip fire, fan firing it, you know. But
Well, I
like
mean,
once they forced you to ADS and like not use the full auto perk, I was like, what the hell is this weapon anymore? You know, this
yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, I think we know just from the history that they don't really like they're fine moving away from the hip that fire direction, which
Hmm.
I guess makes sense because hip firing in Destiny is usually pretty bad. Um,
Not with my
but
waking vigil.
yeah, I mean, you have to make significant effort though
Yeah,
to like build a hand cannon that is decent from the hip.
yeah,
You really have to like you need a high aim assist hand cannon with like good hip fire potential. You need freehand grip.
yeah,
You really have to stack it on to make that something that's viable.
yeah. Well, that'll be cool if we actually get a last word. I'd be excited to see that.
Are there any more Black Armory lakes, dude? I just want
How is there
something.
nothing, right? Like this week, in like days, the season is ending, right?
Yeah, literal days.
We've heard nothing. I can't even believe this. Like, I if anything, this if there is substantial content to this release, it just proves that Bungie is putting their foot down with Activision because you know Activision's got to be like, we need to advertise this shit right now, like aggressively, you know? Like if we're going to sell these annual passes and maybe Bungie just wants to keep it a secret, you know? I'd
Dude,
hate
I
to
don't
get
know
my
what if
hopes up, but
it's working. Like we're
yeah.
literally sitting here like foaming at the mouth for
But we're
something.
also fans of the game. I have a feeling that people who don't play the game like they don't even know anything's happening, you know?
Man, all right, so there's literally Black Art. 1 second. Okay, so it looks like Anon might have been wrong for the first time.
About
Um, let's see, what day did this go live? November 16th. There was a Reddit post that said, "Are you ready for next Tuesday's Black Armory trailer?" We didn't get that.
uh so it said that last week.
Yeah, on the 16th.
We we did get some sort of weird teaser thing, but
Did we? Did we actually?
yeah, I don't really know if it was Black Armor or Armory. Let me go to the Bungie Twitter.
Dude, I just like I want something. I'm pissed. I
Yeah,
don't know about y'all, but
pissed.
I'm pissed, dude.
Well, what I don't want is them to be like, here's all the weapons in a stream. You know, like,
Yeah, I don't want that either, but I do want to see a little something, dude. See
yeah.
something. I just really need anything. Would be great.
Oh yeah, that's right. The trailer we got was just like Thunderlord, November
Oh, okay.
13th.
Well, sad about it. Either way,
Yeah. Because 13th was Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh well. Point is, we're waiting, and I need it.
I thought, like, there was a lot more to talk about here with these pinnacle weapons.
There's not really.
Yeah. That's kind of a shame.
But it was a good twab, man.
Yeah. Good twab. Let me check out the Destiny roundup and see if there's anything going on there.
Dude, people are actually pretty pissed about so I made a post on Instagram about the weapons.
Uh-huh.
Literally the saltiest comment that I've ever seen. Dude, people are so angry. About the fact that the models for the Vanguard and Gambit weapon are just like souped up versions of, like, it's just like a main ingredient with texture and then like the Gambit auto with a rag around it. People are pissed.
Okay.
Like, not even like pissed about the fact that the grenade launcher is coming. People are just like pissed about reskins for pinnacle rewards.
Man, that's pretty much Destiny at this point, right?
Dude, like
the Luna's Howl is unique, right? The Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten.
No, those are throwback. So the Luna's Howl is actually the same model as the Year 3, the Devil Knows Best or whatever, the hand cannon.
Devil You Know and Devil You Don't.
Yeah, I think it's the Devil You Know.
Yeah, there's two of them. It was a vanilla weapon, and there was one called Devil You Know, which was good. And then they made another hand cannon, which was like the sister hand cannon to it, called the Devil You Don't, which was horrible. So that they just made it that, like, intentionally made it bad so that they could say the Devil You Know is better than the Devil You Don't.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
That's pretty hilarious. People are like, the auto looks familiar. Lol. This is supposed to be pretty neat, not old reskinned weapons.
This is supposed to be pretty neat.
Those do not look like pinnacle weapons at all. I checked them out. That's pretty disappointing.
Oh, you know what I'm a little bummed about? I did I've been like seeing all the tweets for the Lunas and the Not Forgotten, so I decided to tweet at like Damage and Cosmo and Tocom when I got my Not Forgotten. They didn't retweet it. They didn't do it, so they're not getting 100% of those retweets.
I think they're just doing it for Luna.
No, I've seen a bunch of Not Forgottens too.
Oh.
I didn't tweet at them for the Luna, but
I wonder, especially now, just like there's a lot of Not Forgottens out there. I wonder how many more Not Forgottens there are than Redricks. I'd say that there's probably at least.
I was gonna say, I hope they put out stats, because there was only, even by the end after they put the stats out, I heard it was like 12,000 Redricks Claymores.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's kind of shitty about that too? I don't think that the people who got that ornament can apply it to the Redric's broadsword at all.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, I don't think that they can though. That sucks. So if they actually like that weapon and they want their ornament for going legend, I don't think they can use it.
I mean, the ornament was literally just
inverted the
shaded.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But still, it's like you did a lot to get that ornament. It was a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone did it for the ornament. No one even used the weapon. So
yeah. Oddly enough, the weapon was better in PvE than it was in PvP, because you'd
still is.
Yeah, you'd get a kill with that thing, and then you could shred some Vex or something. It's like, yeah. But I'm actually surprised it's not better than it was, because pulses are kind of meta right now. Like, especially on console, it's like if you're not using a hand cannon, you're using a pulse. That's your only other option. So I'm surprised that Redrix isn't seeing more use. I guess that archetype is still pretty bad as a baseline.
Until you get the perk, it's pretty terrible still.
Yeah.
When you get the perk, it's great. Otherwise, it's just bad.
I really don't like Thunderlord in the Crucible, man. I've been trying to use it, and it's like, if you're like far away, really far, then yeah, sure. But
That's just where you have to use it from.
yeah,
It makes
I
it
don't
balanced.
know. I don't
It's really
know.
good. You just have to play range on people.
And not shoot at supers at all. Don't even try. Yeah, I don't
Dude,
know.
if it was the other way around, we'd literally be in this chair and you'd be like, dude, I'm so tired of getting melted by Thunderlord, my
Yeah.
super.
I don't know though, because I only really like power weapons for like combating supers, to be honest, you know?
But
Like
you get
that's
51.
yeah.
Like, it's just like not for that, you know?
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah.
I've actually like I've heard a lot of people say they love it in Gambit because of the range on it, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna use this Queen Breaker. It's like an instant kill. Why would I use that thing? You know, like
Yeah.
I can either go in and get 5 easy kills. Well, technically I can only get 4, but it gives you 5 shots when you pick up a brick. Or I could go in there and then like hope that they're not close enough to cover that when I start shooting them that they move away, you know, like just use the Queen Breakers. Why would you use that thing? I mean, unless you don't have one, I guess. It's easier to get for sure.
Yeah.
Did you watch the streams at all? I didn't watch either of them.
No.
Yeah, I feel like there's only like 2 pieces of information I heard come out of them, and like during the Gambit one, I think that they mentioned the Gambit pinnacle weapon like a week ago, and then during the Last Wish one, I don't know if they mentioned anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch him. I would have rather seen like, I don't know. I just want some Black Armory stuff.
Raid layer. That's happening. That's a thing.
A raid layer, dude.
Yeah.
We don't even know where. There's rumors that it's not even in the Dreaming City.
I know. That's gonna be weird, right? Because like, I don't know. All of our seals and stuff have to do with like Dreaming City and the Last Wish. It's like, what are they gonna do with these raid layers? You think they'll add more titles and stuff, or?
Dude, we don't know anything.
Yeah, I know. It just.
We literally don't know.
I'm not used to being left in the dark like this.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
What do you? I mean, there's not really much to say about it, but they're dividing up the Crucible, sub rewards into like, you know, Guardian 1, 2, and 3, and you know, Fabled 1, 2, and 3. I feel like.
I mean, you get more loot, so I'm into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't you feel like you already get showered in loot though for like nothing?
I don't feel it. I feel like I get showered in loot when I do PvE.
No, I mean, but for like, especially this triple valor, dude.
Well, with triple valor, that's different. You know, it's different.
I feel like I literally forgot to reset it because I like reset it and then I felt like 5 games later it was just like, yeah, you're at the max again. I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a lot, but for the rest of the season, you know.
You think they'll nerf the Goyson vest before the super gets a buff?
I'm not really sure they even know it's broken.
Are you sure it's even broken? Like, are you sure that's not working as intended?
You know, to tell you the truth, like, it takes a considerable amount of effort to keep it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not sure that we just, because I used it for a month before I realized
what you could do with it. Yeah.
What I could do with it, right? Like, I'm not even sure that I like would have even noticed that it could be used in this way. Because you literally have to begin your super with a multi-kill.
Yeah.
And then you have to stay invisible the whole time to slow down your regen rate.
Yeah.
And then you have to like stack that chain like at certain intervals on the super to like keep it up without like proccing the universal like there's like a timeout for like when you do your right click slash. And
Yeah.
if you proc that, then you lose too much super. So it's like a considerable amount of effort.
And also there's it's not infinite because if you generate 5 orbs, apparently it won't let
7.
you. 7?
Yeah, yeah.
I,
The 7 small orbs. They're small.
I thought I saw a Fallout video or something where he was saying it was 5 orbs, but so after you generate 7 orbs, I guess, is when you can't like regenerate it fast enough to keep it going, right?
Yeah.
That seems weird if that's a bug.
It does.
So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how effective it is if they're gonna actually touch it or not. I still think it's kind of weird to me that they didn't really touch like the subclass itself.
What do you mean?
I don't like anything about every time I go back to using it, I'm just like, it seems good on paper, and then even when I watch you like play with the wombo combo, it's just not what I expect it to be. Every time, like 90% of the time, it's used to just like zone off an area so somebody doesn't walk through it. I almost never ever see anybody use that thing and get an instant kill with it, which is what I want a wombo combo to do. It's going to do more damage as an envenom smoke. It should be enough that like the 2 cooldowns together like pretty much melt somebody instantly.
Well, you have to really hit them with it.
Yeah.
Like you have to like literally falcon. The only effective way to use the wombo combo is like from the air, like throwing down on somebody. So you have to bait a doorway, or you have to like use like hide
and hope the RNG of the void wall is like landing correctly.
Yeah.
On top of that, because it doesn't seem like the what is it? Just a regular void nade? Is that what it's called? The ball one?
Oh, vortex.
Vortex. Yeah, I don't think it does enough damage.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But so the text on the Gwisten vest reads: each spectral blade's kill you make before going into stealth will restore more of your super energy. So it actually kind of makes sense that getting the double kill off the rip would cause that like chunk that you get back for going into stealth.
Don't you go into stealth just by popping the super though?
Yes, but as soon as you swipe, you're out.
Okay. So you have to
right,
you have to
left, right.
But the double kill that you get, you're gonna have to hope that your registration works with the left click, right? Like you can't immediately right click somebody, otherwise it won't work.
I mean, if you like get the 2 right clicks, if you get 2 right click kills in a row, you can make it work. It's just like really edgy because like once you get the first one, like it's like your super bar is decreasing so fast that you like have a very short amount of time to get the second one.
Interesting.
It just doesn't stack as fast as if you just get the 2 right off the bat.
Dude, I'm really feeling Arc Strider again. They didn't change anything about it at all, but it feels great right now. Even the super, like I'm not really getting babied down too much with it.
Dude, the new Arc Strider actually is really good.
I hate Tempest Strike.
Dude, I want you to watch something right now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like Tempest Strike, and Whirlwind Guard's fine, but
it's incredible, dude.
I don't know. Like, I am always like trying to close the gap on people, and that just like slows me down. So
Bro,
I kind of prefer the protection while dodging.
You can like it's the only thing that can like consistently deflect blade barrage, though, you know.
Yes. Unless they throw it behind you.
Unless they throw it behind you, yeah. But dude, look. So I was doing duo Q comp at 5500 the other day with Sayus. and we literally we only lost one game in like the 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude was just going off. I put it in the chat with this arc strider. Dude, look at this! Look at this subclass. Look at this freaking clip. Like, holy mess my pants.
I'm gonna try to get to that, but it never lets me freaking minimize this. Yeah. See, I have no idea without leaving the call how to get to that.
All you do is there you go. That's supposed to bring up the chat underneath.
Nope, I can't. I can see the button, but it's like out of my mouse's reach, and like no matter how I adjust the window, it just won't let me click on that.
So it might be because your window is like pulled because you snapped it to the side of the screen, right?
Yeah, but even if I maximize it, I still can't get to it. Unless maybe if I hide the taskbar or something. No.
All right, here. You have 10 seconds to click it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
No, that doesn't work either. I have to leave the call.
Hey.
Hey. Now we got EXO messing this up. We got his thing there. Alright, let me check this out. I'm not sure if that Tempest Strike actually did any damage there.
Yo, it did, or you wouldn't have 3-tapped the guy.
That's a weird angle. Oh, no, dude. It says that he sniped him in the head. Look at this. He Tempest Strikes and then snipes him in the head.
I don't know. That was.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
The guy before. Yeah. Dude, literally res snipes, like Tempest Strikes. Dude, look at all the this is like it's just such a D1 clip, you know?
Yeah. I would love to see that from the first person perspective.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Dude, pretty nasty play at 5,500. Just silly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Tempest Strike, I just feel like it's a ripoff, dude. Because it's like the Titans are running around with this ridiculous shoulder charge that will just hit anybody who's on your screen in front of you. And then you get this like stupid Tempest Strike that goes in a straight line and doesn't consistently one-hit kill, even if you hit somebody with it.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't really understand it at all. Like, the whole idea behind it. I get Whirlwind Guard, but I don't use that super defensively. You know, like, the only time... And I kind of got irritated. We played, like, Countdown, and that one time I got my super at the very end after sniping out the Nova Warp that was chasing me down, and I had just enough time to get back to the bomb. And then the guy we were playing with was like, see, that's why you need the Whirlwind Guard. I'm like, dude, that's like one time in a specific situation in Countdown when I would have like had a use for that, sure. But most of the time, like I pop a super, I just want to like rush into a group of enemies and try and get multi-kills. You know, I don't want to sit back and like try and reflect things at them and be like, are they shooting at me or are they not shooting at me? Are they about to use this? You know, like I don't.
But the Whirlwind Guard allows you to be aggressive in the fact that you can like walk forwards, like even against like a group of like 5 or 6 people, and like deflect like all special weapon shots. You know, you can deflect their team shots and even deflect their supers right back at them. You know, it's like a different kind of aggression, you know? But
if they're dumb enough to shoot it at you like while you're like holding a Whirlwind Guard in front of them, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like unstoppable as you move forward.
You can get Titan slammed still. I saw a thing on this. You can get Titan slammed. You can't get Titan like shoulder charged in that striker super, but if you get slammed because the detonation goes off behind you, you still die to it. You die to the Slova because of the Axion Seekers coming up behind you.
But you can dodge the Slova.
Yeah, but like you're gonna want to like block the initial thing and then hope that you can get away from the
Dude, if somebody throws a Slova at you, dude, I'd just like run.
It depends like the context. If you're already like walking towards them, with the whirlwind guard out, then they're gonna throw the Slova. You're not gonna have time to like unanimate and then run away.
Yeah.
What else? Hammers. You can actually block. Dawnblade you can block, obviously. Nova Warp, it's tough because if they're not directly in front of you, then the blast radius is probably still going to be behind you. So there's a lot of stuff that can still fuck it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's like definitely the Arc Strider with the least chance of getting babied.
Yeah, but I mean I find like that damage resistance if you have full masterwork armor and you use the dodge with the damage resistance on it, it takes a long time. Like, dude, I have like popped my super in people's faces before, and then it's like your red bar, like as I'm getting the first kill, and there's like a group of enemies, and I'll start dodging, and I'm like already in red bar, and I'm just watching it like.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, like, they're all team firing at me, and it's, like, doing, like, 3 damage at a time. Like, it's doing nothing,
But again, like, you're completely open to supers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely open to supers, but as is every hunter subclass in the game, for God's sake.
It's like that dodge, right? Like, you wouldn't even be chunking if you could walk towards that group of enemies while spinning your whirlwind. Like, you'd be invulnerable.
Yeah, but also that dodge exists outside your super too, and you can live through like getting hit with a Dawnblade or a hammer or something if you dodge at the right time. But so the that's what I like most about it. Is not really the super, because the super is just basic Arc Strider. There's no extra perks to it at all, other than the dodge resistance, because that's a built-in perk. But I like the neutral game because all 4 of those perks in the tree, it's the only hunter subclass tree with all 4 perks affecting neutral game. I don't know if focus breathing is fixed yet, but because I know there was like some sort of bug with it, but you get focus breathing, combat meditation, the lightning reflexes, and disorienting blow. So it's all 4 perks that affect a neutral game, which is just really awesome. I mean, I know that like supers are kind of the meta. Everyone's like, put 5 super mods on and just super like 4 times a game, but I don't really want to do that, like I don't have as much fun doing that. I'd rather my super just be like a couple moments of like multi-kills and not me just like choking it 3 times a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think we're gonna see a balance patch at all? Yeah.
You think it's gonna be small?
Well, I hope it addresses certain exotics for sure. Like shards of Galanor. I don't know that they could retune that somehow. Ursa and One-Eyed Mask. Like if we don't see those 3 things changed, then they are unaware of what's going on. It's funny. I hosted Fran Mirabella this morning when I got off, and he was playing Crucible, and I noticed he was playing with Tocom, and Tocom was like talking in his chat. So I just pretended like I didn't know who he was, and like Fran like started complaining about the One-Eyed Mask. He was like, "What exactly? How does the perks work on that and stuff?" And then I just like described how it worked, and I was like, it's kind of funny how they nerfed the Wormhusk crown and then put something 10 times more overpowered into the game.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like,
I mean, I'm happy the Wormhusk crown doesn't work like it did because it just didn't feel good. You know, it felt inconsistent, and the new Wormhusk is at least consistent. But
I wouldn't use it anymore. Because like it worked perfectly for me before. I'm not looking for it to like chunk health. I liked it starting regen because using it next to cover. So you use it next to cover, you're back to full health. You can jump back out and challenge a few frames later. You know, instead of being like, oh, I'm running away. I just need to chunk health so I can get away. You know, like that.
well, I mean, it allows you to. I mean, if you're closer to cover. It's definitely like a better oh shit button because you can take more damage as you return to cover. If you peek a lane that has too many people in it, like if you slide into a lane with too many people in it, since you get the health at the start of the dodge instead of on the end of the dodge. And also now every hunter that uses it is getting the same kind of health regen back instead of you having to play around like, oh, am I playing an 8 recovery hunter with Wormhusk on or a 2 recovery
Yeah,
hunter?
that was definitely a feels bad part of it, but the reason I just like the health regen better is because I want to get back in the fight. Like with this, even if it puts you back up to 75% or something, you're still going to sit there and wait. You know, it's just like, in most circumstances, probably not a good idea to jump back out there, like still hurt a little bit. So you end up
For sure.
waiting just as long as if you weren't wearing the helmet at all. Which I don't really find particularly useful. It's really just an escape exotic, which I don't like. You know, what I always liked about it is because I play a play style where a lot of times I'll be fighting, and if I'm losing a gunfight, I can dodge roll and like I'll live without the super or without the exotic anyway, and then what I'll do is immediately jump back out to throw them off their game, and because they don't expect you to re-peek since you were so weak, and like shoot at them from the air. Now, like, I'd say that probably has like a 50% chance of working, you know, because they're like usually trying to find another target because they assume you just ran away. But with the Wormhusk, it gave you like the extra security of your health is already going back up. So like they're going to have to land at least a couple shots. And now it's kind of like, it went up a little bit, but you're going to die still if they shoot at you. So.
I don't know. I hated the old one. I'm happy with the new one. It feels like it's in a good place. It doesn't feel like it's in a good place.
If a good place is being in my collection and never coming out again, then that's a good place, I guess.
It's definitely not a good place in comparison to Titan Exotics, you know. But if Titan Exotics were in a good place, it would be in a good place.
If Titans were in a good place in general, do you think that they'll address Titan skating, or is that?
No, I think Titan skating is just in the game for now.
I don't know.
I think that it is a fun part of the game that people are, especially, you know, like in casual play, are really enjoying. And I think that it only becomes an issue when you want Destiny 2 to be competitive. And I think that any kind of like competitive part of Destiny 2 is being taken care of privately. You know, like in scrims, you can't Titan skate or use any kind of macro. You know, in tourneys, you can't. So, you know, at least, you know, the competitive side of Destiny is always going to watch out for itself, you know? But they're not really trying to make that main stage, so I don't think that.
I feel like the problem is though, it's like against good players, you just stand no chance, and it can be just a really frustrating thing. And then against bad players, it can still be frustrating because while they're not probably going to kill you, like skating at you in a straight line with a shotgun most of the time, they'll get a couple lucky hits where you're like distracted by something else, but. The frustrating part about it is you pop your super, they just skate away. Like anybody can freaking do that. You know, it's the worst thing in the world. You know, and then like by the time you realize that they're skating, you've already wasted at least 25% of your super just like chasing them a little bit in that direction, and you probably most of your super is probably a waste at that point. So I do think that they have to address it at some point, whether it's like putting it in the game in some more thoughtful way or just removing it, whatever they want to do. But I don't think it's in a good spot right now to just ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either, but I don't think they're going to address it. I don't.
Yeah.
I would like them to. I mean, I don't think they're going to address it until they have. I don't think it's really a good idea for the game as a whole to address it without adding some kind of speed to Titans. You know, giving some kind of like D1 skating possibility back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's something that they can do in the short term. So.
Oh, have you heard about this Syntheseps bug?
No.
So the Syntheseps are supposed to give a damage bonus to your melees, but apparently it's affecting weapons. The biotic enhancements are affecting weapons right now when you're in a well of radiance, which is kind of weird.
That's
So
kind of cool.
yeah, so people have been doing some interesting stuff with Riven, especially where they will proc biotic enhancements on the Thrall, just like absolutely destroy Riven. But then there's also like some weird stuff, like I didn't think about it, but there's people in Gambit who are destroying the Primeval, which is not so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they're looking into that. But yeah, that's an interesting thing going on.
Yeah, that's super weird. I love that. Hey, take advantage of it while it's out.
Yeah,
Go
hopefully
Mountain
it's not out when the raid layer's out.
Right.
That could be bad.
Yeah, but I mean that would be banned from World First anyway.
Oh, you say that, but Wardcliff glitching wasn't banned from World First, so.
Well, yeah, but you know, it that created a lot of controversy, and I think as a community we've kind of learned our lesson that your World's First won't be respected if you exploit.
Yeah, it's a weird line to draw though, because like some people, did you see like Slayer Age got a bunch of shit because he like broke the speed run record for Last Wish, and then the people who run the speed run website were like, doesn't count because you Titan skated, and he was like, that's not in the rules.
Well, yeah, I mean that was a pinnacle point for the community, and it wasn't the website that said it. It was other people in the community, which kind of created a lot of drama. But the point is like that's something that did need to be discussed. You know that they really just hadn't like drawn the line for yet, and so the drama was necessary in order to. It was necessary in order to like kind of cement, you know, like as a community, like what do we think about Titan scanning when it comes to PvE and speedrunning and that kind of thing. So.
All right, well, that's all I have. I feel like we've kind of stretched this out as much as we can. It really seemed like there was a lot more to talk about in that TWAB, but there really wasn't too much to talk about other than the three pinnacle weapons.
Pinnacle weapons, hey, so, which I'm really excited about, 2 of them.
Hopefully we learn a little bit more this upcoming week.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys.
Looking forward to Black Armory.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.